Okay, so tomorrow is Easter Sunday, and like I told you, my father has jokes, and y'all seem to be of a mindset that I'm just been talking bullshit. Yeah, yeah, got your priests, you got your pastors of the church, you got your police officers and your military personnel, you got your teachers, you got your psychics, you got your mediums, you have your animal communicators, you have your demonologists, you have everything that you think that you need in order to handle what's coming down the pipeline. I told you my father produced another manual, and there's very few in spirit who knows what's in there, and at the same time we ain't giving names so you can try and make contact with them, just like you can't make contact with me. The phone I hold in my hand is symbolic in the sense that when I dream of the cell phone, I see people with cell phones all the time, and that's because in life, people have cell phones. Not everybody. Some of them have like what you call burner phones, or they just have whatever they have. In order to get by, they represent a connection. They represent a connection to the Most High, my Father. I told you to stop praying in my name, and I told you specifically that you needed to prove yourself as worthy of Him because you cannot get into the eternal kingdom, His eternal kingdom, unless you know who He is. Now, most of you are psychics and mediums out there teach one thing, whatever God you pray to, because they feel like they have, unraveled the mystery of the universe. They don't unraveled shit. What they did was they took on an assignment that was the devil's work, even though they said, no, we don't believe in the devil. And as far as they're concerned, they're bringing healing to this planet. First off, this planet is going to be reduced to ash. That's all there is to it. When? Not anytime soon, but it's going to happen. And they will be disembodied, and they will live here with any of you who have now signed on to their agenda. Because the teachings of Christ were not for all, but it was for those who believed in me and the teachings as my Father delivered them to me, as I imparted them to the world. I bought you more time. Your time is up. You do not get to tell me that you're my friend when you know damn well you're not. You don't get to say that you helped me, or even just that you said a prayer, when we know damn well that you could have did more than a prayer. Now, if you don't see what's going on in this world, then shame on you, because that's how blind you are to what's actually happening. Those people in Paris are not losing their mind, those yellow jacket people, because they have it easy over there. No, they are being priced out of life, just like here in this country. People don't know how to survive anymore. Why? Because people want their shit. Donald Trump wants your shit. Other rich people want your shit. And people who call themselves having arrived, like Oprah and all that kind of stuff, they live in their best life. And all they really doing is trying to promote more shit for you to buy that their name is attached to. I told you, these are not good people. These are people who are teaching you how to give up what you have at your expense. And then at the same time, if you call yourself reaching out to them, well, there might be a handful of people they might help, but it's only going to be a handful, because they ain't thinking about helping the rest of you. They ain't trying to change those laws, man-made laws. They're not spiritual people. They're not religious people. They're straight up demonic, in my book. I'm not thinking about them. Oprah Winfrey never should have said that the first book she read was a Bible and had no comprehension as to what was in that book. She promotes too much of garbage. I know this. I've seen her do it. And other people kiss up to her. I'm not kissing up to her. So now what am I doing? I told my father, I said, this is bullshit. I said, I feel like I've been entombed in this fucking room and I don't understand. He said, you understand. You know exactly what's going on because I've been telling you. Through all kind of dreams and whatnot, because see, my connection with him is secure. It was one of the first things he did. So when he tells me something, nobody else is seeing it. Only I'm seeing it. Because you saw through me. The gift of prophecy was something I imparted to you. I took my shit back. At least I asked him to take it. I said to shut it down. But see, then it came at an expense to me. And I have to now just trust everything that he tells me And he tells me the truth. But the thing is, initially when I first started on this journey, I thought I was being lied to. Even though he proved to me that it was him talking to me. Because I was like, this don't make any sense. He said, you will understand. It takes time. I have to educate you. And he did. For over 10 years. He was going over the specifics of what his plan was. Because even as a kid, he always told me I was going to be actually bridging the two worlds, the two realms. The heaven that was promised to people. You know, see, y'all sitting here, like some of you know the story that Christ, you know, after he was resurrected, he descended down to hell and he freed those souls. Where do you think those souls came? They became a part of your lesson plan here. For you to learn about forgiveness and acceptance. For you to learn how to love somebody who is not like you. But now you're just as tainted as they are. They smiling in your face all the time, want to take your place, the backstabbers. You're watching too many people get killed. Little kids, all the way to senior citizens, by stupid people. And then they want to sit there and cry when they get caught on the carpet in a court of law. Like them parents out of Paris with those 13 kids. And some of the kids say, well, I forgive them. Some of them kids say, I never want to see them people again. Which one is right? Which one is wrong? Which one is entitled to their feelings? If you read half the shit that you post out there, you are basically telling everybody that you're entitled to how you feel, in your opinion, and you don't get to come back later and sit there and say that they need to, you know, come correct or come anew because you done something to learn something, only because now you're going through some shit. You will not know what you're going through, and there will not be a psychic or medium out there who will be able to tell you. They're going to give you some bullshit, and you're going to get sick and tired of them. You're going to shut them down. You're going to stop giving them money. And you're going to start trashing them on the internet and more. And the thing is, see, since they had put that little agreement out there talking about, you know, it's for entertainment purposes only, they can't sue you. I mean, they can't sue you for slander because you didn't slander them. You just said they told you some straight up bullshit. And there is no government of anything that is remotely related to religion or spiritualism that you can take them to court till you change those laws. And when you change those laws, then you're going to attack every religious institution out there, and you know it. And they know it too. Until you get it correct. You get all those demons out of them poets and call themselves on the church board and all that kind of shit, who ain't doing shit. Just like you ain't doing shit. But sitting there supporting them and talking about that they deserve to have what they have. And at the same time, what? You gonna come to God in Christ and say, but I need this? No, you don't need anything. You go to your pastor. You go to your priest. You go to your ministers. You go to your imams. You go to all these people who done already led you astray behind some bullshit. And don't you dare invoke my name. Talking about what would Jesus do? What Jesus would do is what he's doing right now. He is cutting you off. The people that I like and the people who I have sanctioned, they already know who they are. Because when I interact with them, I interact with them in kindness. But the rest of you, I ain't thinking about you. You really do not want to piss me off. Not anymore. You said, well, you already did everything, so we just ride the storm. Do you know how long the storm is going to last? You had time with Christ that was over 2,000 years. It is written in the Bible, in Revelations, that the devil must be caged. And you seem to think that the devil is somebody in a red suit or a red dress. The devil is you. It's your own ignorance. You're the ones talking to spirits. The devil was posed or presented to you as a serpent in the garden. An animal. Walked upright. And you could hear him. How could you hear him? That's a psychic gift. And he told you to do something that you had no business doing. He was already poisonous. Most snakes are. There's some that aren't. But there are a lot of poisonous snakes out there. And you always think that you can control something like that. You can't control that shit. Just like you can't control that lion that attacked the tiger that attacked that woman and mauled her. Why she turned her back to it? Did he get a chunk of her neck? Just like that other girl got bit by that lion in Florida. Well, she didn't get bit, she got killed. And they killed him. They said they ain't gonna kill that tiger because the tiger is rare. Which they're entitled to take out their revenge on you because at the same time, you done hunted them down there to extinction. And you say you love animals. Oh, we know what animals you love. You love the ones that you claim are your own, but you ain't thinking about nobody else's. That's why you got the lady caught on tape throwing puppies away in Coachella with all those people out there. Surely one of them wanted a puppy. She didn't have to throw them in the trash man. What do you think about you people? Examination is over with. There's nothing for me to examine because you haven't proven anything. My father made sure that I had my rent for this week, but then he said he's going to take care of everything else. And he's always telling me that. I told him, I said, you know what? I understand what you're saying. I know what you've been showing me in the ways of dreams and stuff, but I'm just tired. I know you still call yourself dealing with the devil, because that's what he's doing. Because every time he's telling me about he's dealing with the devil, he's talking about he's dealing with you. He's getting you set up so that when you actually start to realize what's going on, you know you ain't gonna have nobody to blame but yourself. Because as Christ taught, what you have done to me, you have done. What you have done to the least of me, you have done to yourself. So, I suggest you go back and read that book again, whatever version you want. But I suggest that you find one that makes some sense and not just something that somebody paraphrased on because they wanted to have their take out there so they can control the masses. Because right now, you see these people they're itching for a fight. That's why you got these militia out there now arresting these people coming across the border because Donald Trump, he can't just deploy the troops like he wants. So he got these idiots out there doing it. And they know that that is against the law, but they don't care. All it's going to take is for them to shoot the wrong person. They're going to shoot one of their own too. Because they ain't going to know who's out there. They're just going to see somebody moving. And they're going to shoot back. You think I'm joking? You already got all these ammunition out there. These people stealing guns. They ain't buying guns anymore. They stealing them too, so they can sell them. I told you, you're going to kill yourselves. All I hear is sirens around here. Police officers, firemen, you name it. They're all out there. They can't do anything to contain these people. These people crazy. They're getting high. I mean, I told you, see, you legalize marijuana. I don't smoke dope. And I don't drink and drive. First off, I can't because my truck don't work. But I can tell you this, a lot of you do. And now they talking about, oh, today was 420. So people getting high and all that kind of stuff. And they talking about how many people, the people buying burgers through Postmates went up 300% over this time last year. And that cookies went up like 170%. And Doritos, nachos from Taco Bell, those went up like 200%. So the first thing people do is they get hungry, they want to eat, but then they also want to party. When I came in from the store, the lady told me it was her birthday. She went out. I don't go out to clubs, not anymore. Because you never know what's going to jump off. My father told me straight up. He said, "Now, do you believe I can protect you?" I said, "Yeah, you God. You can do whatever you want." He said, "If I tell you not to go somewhere, don't you go?" So that's why I'm in this room. I told you, you are not going to like what comes down the pipeline, and it's going to go on for a long ass time. And as you call yourself taking to the streets to call yourself addressing something, you're going to find out that they're going to push back against you just as hard. Because see, this is not about Martin Luther King now. This is about you acting a straight up fool with one another. Talking your shit like you know something. I suggest you stop going to these psychics post haste. Because I'm telling you, they will bring something in, they will go home with you, and you will not be able to get rid of it. And I mean it. Because they're out there. They're all over the place. I see them talking to people all the time. People talking to them. confused, chaotic. And then you want to get up there and talk about how bad you are, like that woman who stopped that person who came to her house to steal from her mailbox. She better be glad that was another woman and not somebody with a gun. Because they have been breaking into people's houses left and right all over this Southland and killing people. And they know, some of the people that have been killed by certain people know who killed them. And for those of you who think you just going to get some intel and help the police solve a crime, no. Because that's not his work. That's you trying to profit. And we ain't going to have that. I told you, what got you here is not going to get you out. I am not playing with you. I'm telling you exactly what my father has told me. Now, you seem to think that you that good of a gifted psychic with the gift of prophecy that you supposed to got through me? Oh, I know a lot of shit. And I'm only just getting started. What he wants me to tell you. Merry Christmas and Happy Easter, asshats. Told you. For those of you who love black men, good for you. And you like gays, good for you. But for those of you who have an issue with the color of my skin and my sexuality, good for me. Because when you come crying, talking about how fucked up your life is, because you find yourself in prison getting butt fucked, I'm gonna say, well, get used to it. You have no idea what they did to me when they tortured me. All those times, all those years ago, those thousands of years ago. My father, he went over everything with me. He was pissed. The way you sent me back to him, the angels were pissed because they had to collect me and bring me back and heal me for me to come back and finish what I needed to tell you so that you would not be this ignorant again. But we already know that what the story is. You're going to finally get some sense in your head. After so many people have died off, generations, that's biblical shit. After so many generations has died off, because that's your punishment and atonement, as the Jews, because it's always a story. They always fucking up, and they always trying to atone, and they always get the shit wrong, and then they always get everybody involved in their nonsense, because they think they're the only ones that have a connection with God. Whatever. People stole my food. Yeah, I had some new girl. She knocked on one door and asked them if they knew whose food it was. And the lady said, I don't know whose food that is. But she did. She's my next door neighbor. She knows that was my food. I just bought that food. That was $50 worth of food. There was nothing wrong with that food, and it had not been opened. That bitch took my food home, I'm sure. I told these people, I said, look, I'm paying rent here, and they took my food. I'm taking it up with the management. Yeah. You owe me my money. I said that about all you. You owe me. You owe me. And if you can't pay me back, personally, because you already decided you didn't have to do that, because everything I give you is like, free. Because even though you say it's on credit, and you do realize credit is a credit line that if you do not pay it, it must be suspended. And then you can't get credit because nobody trusts you. And that's where I'm at now. I don't trust you. So pray to my Father and see if He wants to give you the benefit of the doubt. I don't need people like you in my life. I don't need people like you in my existence. The person he said to me, and I told you this story a long time ago, he said, they say you gave them the keys and they can just move in and act any old kind of way. Oh, hell, fuck no. And if you don't think I'm making any sense, then you really know you will never get in good with me. You made a conscious choice. For all your education, for all the books you have read, for all your smarts, You made a conscious choice to sit there and blow me off and believe in all this other shit because it sounded good to you and you saw somebody else getting over you on a pyramid scheme. And everybody should know what a pyramid scheme is, just like you should know when somebody calls you up and you don't recognize the number, you don't give them your information. I didn't make that phone call to you, so why the hell are you calling me up? Well, what's your social security number? What's your bank account information? Who do you work for? Who the fuck are you? Watch and learn. Because that manual I told you was thick as hell. Which means you gotta learn all that shit before you get anywhere else out of this mess. And if you think I'm playing, I don't give a fuck. Because you the one living your life now. And it's getting progressively worse as we continue to take your shit. So you have a fucking good Easter Sunday with the price of ham going up. Piggy piggy. At least you got your Easter eggs for cheaper. Capiche?